our final show of the semester and final day in BIOL Lab, this is Jeopardy! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today. Today's contestants are an LMU student from Seattle, Washington, Jonathan Hay, and an LMU student from Detroit, Michigan, Michael Shorter. Michael has dominated the show this past week as our Jeopardy champion. Regardless, tonight he starts at 0 with John. Good luck, and here we go. Tonight's categories are defining characteristics and general info, diversity, reproduction and development, feeding and locomotion, and life history. Let's begin with Michael.
Let's go general info for 100.
What is the habitat that rotifers reside in? Michael.
What is freshwater?
Correct. What's next?
Let's go general info 200.
Rotifers have 3 germ layers. This means they are what? Michael.
What is triploblastic?
Correct.
General info for 300.
What kind of symmetry do rotifers have? John.
What is bilateral?
Correct.
General info 400.
Rotifers have cilia on the head that creates the corona. This means they have blank. John.
What is cephalization?
Correct.
Reproduction and development for 400.
Rotifers form their mouth before their anus. This makes them what? John.
What are protostomes?
Correct. You're at 1100. You can pick the next question.
Diversity for 200.
What class of rotifers are considered primitive due to only having 2 species? Michael.
What is Caesonadia?
Correct. You're at 500.
Diversity for 100.
What are the 3 classes of rotifers? John.
What are Monogononta, Deloidea, and Caesonadia?
Correct.
Diversity for 300.
What class of rotifers consist only of females? John.
What is Deloidea?
Correct.
Diversity for 400.
What class of rotifers have the ability to reproduce sexually and asexually? Michael.
What is Monogononta?
Correct.
Reproduction and development 200.
What is the most common form of rotifer reproduction where eggs are formed asexually? Michael.
What is parthenogenesis?
Correct.
Reproduction and development for 300.
What is it called when a male rotifer can only survive long enough to produce sperm to fertilize eggs? John.
What is sexual dimorphism?
Correct.
Reproduction and development for 100.
What part of the rotifer do eggs attach to until they hatch? John.
What is the posterior?
Correct.
Locomotion 100.
Rotifers eat unicellular algae and phytoplankton. This makes them what? Michael.
What are primary consumers?
Correct.
Locomotion 200.
What is the primary feeding method of rotifers? Michael.
What is filter feeding?
Correct. Some rotifers take advantage of the movement of water to obtain food by attaching to objects using their toe and filtering it.
Locomotion 300.
Some rotifer species are free swimming and never attach themselves to an object. This means they are what? Michael.
What is planktonic?
Correct.
Locomotion 400.
Some rotifers live inside tubes or holdfasts attached to the substrate. This means they are what? John.
What is sessile?
Correct. Essentially, these rotifers are immobile for their entire lifetime. You're at 2300.
Life history 100.
What is the maximum lifespan of a rotifer? Michael.
What is 2 months?
Correct, although the Monogonata class of rotifers only live up to 2 weeks. You're at 1600.
Life history 200.
Answer, daily double. How much would you like to wager?
Let's go $1,000.
Okay, in this 16S phylogenetic tree, what is the outgroup?
Porifera.
Correct. Porifera are also the least related to Rotifera out of every phylum in the tree due to differences in characteristics such as lack of symmetry and having no germ tissue.
Life history 300.
Rotifers have existed for how many years? John.
What is 80 million years?
Correct. Rotifers do not fossilize easily due to their hydrostatic support system. However, it is estimated that they've been around for 80 million years.
Life history 400.
Answer, daily double. What is your wager?
Let's go $2,000.
What is the sister taxon of Rotifera in this phylogenetic tree based on physical characteristics?
The sister taxon to Rotifera on this tree is Annelida.
Correct. These organisms share many characteristics such as bilateral symmetry, 3 tissue layers, segmentation, cephalization, and a nervous system, which demonstrates a close relationship between these 2 organisms. Now let's go to Final Jeopardy. Looking at this phylogenetic tree from other scientific literature, please describe why the previous 2 phylogenetic trees you saw today are different from the current tree in front of you.
This tree uses fungi as an outgroup. The other 2 uses porifera.
Correct. And how much did you wager? 2,800? That was all of your money. You got the answer right and have doubled it, putting you at $5,600.
I said the litter tree has more phylum, which means that they would need to use more characteristics to create a distinction.
And how much did you wager? Only 1,000? You played it way too safe. You got the answer right, but unfortunately, you're now 500 behind Michael. Congratulations to Michael Shorter, who is continuing his winning streak and increased his earnings to $105,000. Thank you all for playing Jeopardy with us today, and we hope to see you next week. Thank you to the LMU Biology Department, Dr. Roulette, and Elise Lee for their continued support of the show. Thank you and good night.